Welcome to Four Top Threes. I'm V.
Hello, V.
Hi. Hi, V.
Hi.
Hi, V.
Hi. The person in charge today, well, I'm going to always be in charge vaguely, but Aethel, randomly picked by last week's D4, has picked a new topic. Go ahead, Aethel. What are we doing?
Well, I wanted to pick a topic, but that got vetoed because most people couldn't think of a single one of those.
Yep, you're right, yeah.
So we're doing top 3 meals. I didn't really think about this one very hard, and after we started talking about it, I did realize, it would be fun if we could send each other stuff that we could try out, we could maybe talk about what we're eating, but that's not going to happen right now, so,
No.
Yeah. Takes about a month to ship anything anywhere right now out of the country, so...
Yeah, and unless it's like freeze-dried pasta, we're not eating whatever you send us.
Everybody just sends each other pasta.
I know that scarta is a thing here, and it's been matured in bleach for weeks on end, but there is still some stuff I won't eat.
Also, my package to Neil never arrived. I sent something at the end of December.
Oh, yeah, shit. That hasn't arrived yet?
No.
Jesus.
I haven't seen anything.
Thanks, there was no food in there.
Yeah, thankfully. All right, Ethel, favorite meals. Go ahead. You wanted to do top 3 numbered, so I have prepared a list. It's in an order.
In order.
Where do you want to start?
I saw you writing them down as we were preparing to record. Don't you give me this?
I had mentally thought about this,
Yes.
okay? I had thought about what is on this list. I just hadn't written it down because I'd forgotten.
I'll be honest, I didn't write anything down because it's pretty simple what I'm going to be doing. And the bottom of my list is my guilty pleasure, my comfort food, or whatever you want to call it. It's a pizza. It's that simple. I genuinely love pizzas. I think they're so fucking good. I think they're the perfect food, like a snack food, because you can actually eat it with your hand and you usually come away okay. It's not as bad as hamburgers, which can leave just everything fucking destroyed.
Now, I know the answer to this, but there are always people who ask these questions. Do you eat a pizza with a knife and fork?
What?
No.
I know people who eat pizza with a knife and fork. Does anyone here eat pizza with a knife and fork?
I only use the knife to cut slices.
I don't imagine that Iceland's pizza gets as wild, though, as maybe some of the, deep dish monstrosity lasagna messes that we see, you know?
What?
Yeah.
No, what? No, what? Neil, I need more.
I'm comparing the pizza to the size of a lasagna, but it also has a lot of the same ingredient stuff.
So like pasta. There's pasta on your pizza.
Like big, oily, deep pan pizzas sometimes have the sauce on top and they're just meant to be messy. That's not what you're talking about. I mean, yes, those are great, but you've literally said that you like this because of the efficiency of pizza. And I mean, sometimes some places in America go a long way to defeat that purpose a bit. Make it a very dine-in experience.
I demanded this episode be called The Efficiency of Pizza.
I love it.
Yeah, from the first episode would be labeled something coherent, top 3 Disney movies. This one, from now on, we'll just randomly call them things. Nobody will know what we're talking about. It's brilliant. So what's your favorite kind of pizza?
I'm an incredibly simple person. I honestly just love my pizza just to have ham, bacon slices, and extra cheese. And that's it. That's all I want. Now, if you give me a pizza with bacon, chunks or whatever the fuck.
Crumble?
Ripped bacon? That shit can go in the trash. That's just extra ham. I didn't ask for extra ham. I asked for bacon. I always get mad when
You
I
mean
ask...
the stripes, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Stripes, strips of bacon. If you give me that...
Yeah, strips or rashers.
And what you don't want is the cubes.
Yeah, the cube shit, that's not fucking bacon. That's just ham, guys. I'm sure some butcher out there can correct me on this, but I refuse to be educated on this. I'm just going to be mad.
Ever since I was a kid, we could get pizza in our high school. And I always ate pizza forever and ever and ever because it was the good food at the high school. And I always got a thing of jalapenos. And ever since, I always eat pizza, but I don't cook the jalapenos on it because I want them to be cold and juicy. And when you cook them, they just have their heat and a different... It's just better. The cold jalapenos. They're better.
My brother's super into like spicy shit, and he loves like chili flakes and jalapenos on his pizza, and I just cannot. I cannot.
Yeah, I have a real bad habit of like every bite, I put a fresh jalapeno down on it.
Oh no, Neil, no.
It's going to take a long time to eat.
Yeah, I don't have anything more.
So deep pan or not?
No.
Asking me?
Anyone.
Or Neil?
Literally anyone.
Deep pan can be fucking delicious, but
I think it changes per part of the country too, because I like the middle crust, the hand tossed, and the thin crust is like a different thing. And up in the north, it was way confusing because it wasn't like that. I can't remember how it was, but it was like thin crust was the one I wanted, but that doesn't make any sense to my brain. They just consider that thin, but it's like the regular pizza.
Sorry, we had like thin crust and deep pan, and I'm not a fan of deep pan because it's just like eating bread.
I'm not either.
And I'm not a fan.
It's so oily.
It's super oily.
Yeah. There is also that, like, if we're talking about the efficiency of pizza, a deep pan is not the way to go.
No.
Yeah.
It's like fucking oil everywhere.
No, there are like different types of sloppiness of the pizza, and we don't really have that sloppy of a pizza here in Iceland. Though, like from time to time, one of the little kind of restaurants that delivers here in Vestmannaeyjar, it will send you that fucking pizza where you kind of pull on the bread and just the entire topping layer just pulls off for some fucking reason.
No.
It's infuriating, but
it is so infuriating when people don't cut or slice the pizza properly. I just want to murder them. Like, come on, you have 2 jobs: make pizza and cut pizza. This is clearly, come on, you have the tools. Why aren't you using them properly? Please.
Did you see the cutting of the breadsticks that we ordered this
It was
weekend?
terrible.
It was genuinely like on 90%, 10%. It was fucking atrocious how bad that cut was.
How? No.
Over here, like when I order a pizza, because I used to be a vegetarian and then went vegan, they don't even cut the pizzas anymore because they don't want to use the same tools. So I get unsliced pizzas.
I guess that's why you use the knife then.
Yeah.
I understand now.
Oh no, you're still in your detective mode.
Full circle.
Oh no. All right, Kessie, what's on your top 3 favorite meals?
My favorite meal is actually spaghetti with tomato sauce. I used to not like it very much. My mom never made it from real tomatoes. She made like those fixed stuff, like where you just add powder and then you have something like tomato sauce. So it was never my favorite food, but then I ate it from a friend who actually made it from real tomatoes. And I was like, life changer. I'm eating this for the end of my life.
Yeah, there's like a big difference. Like, I also grew up with like powdered tomato stuff growing up, so I'm with you on that. Like, that was just a thing we had. I didn't have any pasta growing up. I didn't have pasta until I moved out like 18 or something stupid. Like, we just had like powdered tomato with like a bunch of stuff, and then I had like the kind of like dolmio sauce, like the like pre-made tomato sauce, and that was like, yeah, this is better. And then I had one made with real tomatoes, and it's such a difference. Like, it sounds super
so much.
Yeah, it's so different. And
after that, I've worked on perfectioning the recipe after my best friend's instructions. I was like, please teach me. And she's like, you just take tomatoes, put them in the pot, and then let them steer for like, I don't know, an hour. Done.
I've just been following Aethor's face on this spaghetti adventure.
There's so much to unravel with V's like tirade there. Okay, first of all, you didn't have pasta until you moved out. What? Like
my mum was she was kind of like a chef to. My mom was a chef to like one of the local landholders. I'm not going to say lord because I don't think he's quite that high, but he held a lot of land in the area and was treated with a lot of respect.
A land haver.
So she was a chef.
And he hated Italians.
Well, no, because she cooks very traditionally English food. So
fish
things like things with potatoes and meat. Yeah, fish and chips, that kind of stuff. So I didn't have fast food for the longest amount of time. And, when my mom got sick for a bit, it was literally just meat, 2 veg and potatoes, and that was my existence for years. So when people are like, oh, a roast is nice, I was like, fuck no roast. Yeah. So we just didn't have pasta or fast food or anything like that for like years and years and years growing up.
Why are you putting pasta and fast food together? Pasta is one of the cheapest.
Yeah, that's not fast food.
No, it
I
is
was
not.
going to say.
Cheapest is not the same as fast.
That's not fast. I get that pasta cooks fast. It's not fast food.
I know, but that was how it was treated in our house. Like, I swear, if we go back to... if we ever get a chance to go back to Britain, if COVID doesn't kill my father before I do, like I will make pasta for my dad, and you will see how much he hates it. He considers it fast food. He just hates it.
Can you imagine going through the drive-thru somewhere and getting like a cup of fucking spaghetti? Like, what are you gonna do? How's this fast food be?
This is insane. Okay, that was the first part where I was just kind of baffled because I don't feel like I've heard this before. And the second part is powdered tomatoes. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
What is this?
Thank you.
Well, not powdered tomatoes, but like, you know how this, I don't know if this is common in other countries, but we have these little pouches with, I'm pretty sure we have that in America. Like just
paste?
you make, like no, not a paste, like a powder, and you mix it with water, and then you get like the sauce that you want. You just add like whatever, I don't know, minced meat or whatever the fuck, like, that kind of stuff.
It's like cup of soup. Like that always starts out powdered.
Yeah, okay. But like, are you making that, like you're putting water and this powder together and you're going like, tomato sauce, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you acting like that's a bigger step and more healthy and smarter than just getting a fucking bottle of Heinz ketchup and just splurting that over that thing? Because I feel like you're just pretending to be classier.
It's not a class
different.
thing. It's definitely not a class thing. For us, it was a cost thing. Like, it's a lot cheaper to get like tomato soup powder than it is to get like tomato soup.
Also, you
can make it go further.
It's a palate changer also, because the tomato, like just Heinz ketchup, is sweet, and you always use it on like almost everything. And if you want to eat spaghetti with like tomato sauce, and then you just use Heinz ketchup again, you gain nothing because it's the same taste.
Yeah. See, when you guys start talking about this, I was gonna go like, oh, I had such a dumb childhood eating tomato, spaghetti and tomato, because I was gonna do the Heinz thing, and then V went like, oh, I haven't heard of pasta before in my life, and then I ate the powder and I put the water straight in my mouth, and then I just swirled it around.
No, I would tell you the story about pasta because it is on my top 3.
All right. Sorry, I'll stop distracting.
I actually, when my mom went to the Philippines with me for like the first time where I was conscious in my mind, I didn't like that they basically only had fish there. So for 3 or 6 weeks, I almost exclusively ate rice with ketchup.
Oh boy. Whoa. Oh boy.
And salted mango. Rice with salted mango.
Oh, that actually sounds delicious.
It's super delicious, but
that's
only
better than the other thing.
Only Philippine mangoes, because the European ones, they can just kiss my ass.
Oh boy, do I feel like there's a tirade in this one. Neil, what about what is in your top 3?
What am I going to put? Because you want these to be in some kind of order.
Aethor, you're in charge. What kind of order do you want this to be in?
We're starting at 3, and then we go to 2, and then we end at 1.
Okay, sure.
What?
Sure.
I thought we were doing 3 and then 1 and then 2.
Okay, I don't know how you count in Germany, but
here in Iceland we count backwards.
3, 1, honorable mention, 2.
You got me there.
All right, hit us, Neil.
Okay, I'm gonna keep on our pasta thing.
Oh.
Because on my list is chicken spaghetti.
Chicken spaghetti. Please inform us what else is involved in this chicken spaghetti, because I can't just imagine plain spaghetti and plain chicken.
No, it's just a roasted chicken put on top of the spaghetti.
The spaghetti has not been boiled.
No. The chicken's still alive.
You roast the chicken and you shred the chicken, and then you put your shredded chicken into like a Velveeta cheese and cream of mushroom soup sauce with onions and bell peppers diced in it.
That sounds really nice.
And that's my basic understanding of it, but I cannot cook, so I don't I don't know what other mysteries there are in there, but I know those to be the basic ingredients of the chicken spaghetti experience.
But there's sauce, right? This isn't just dry?
Yes, it's very saucy, very cheese sauce.
Oh, okay.
Cheese sauce.
You're from Texas, right, Neil?
Yes.
Is this like a Texan thing or like?
I don't know.
Okay. Because like I've never seen this in any kind of movie or show from America, so like it's clearly not.
I think I've come across it already before.
Okay. Yeah.
So is this something you get from a store or something that someone make for you?
My mom makes it.
Oh,
My parents will make it. Chicken and cheese and mushroom soup and spaghetti. Pretty easy. You can get a lot of it. It's pretty great.
But can you treat it like fast food and get it at the store?
No, I don't know. You see, I don't know if you can order it I don't know if I've ever been to a restaurant that I've seen it.
Yeah, like can you get it at the drive-thru like you get pasta apparently?
I don't eat at a lot of restaurants that you would typically find that. So I don't know how common it is per se, you know?
sounds really nice.
So is it like a comfort food? Like when you're sick and shit like that?
I don't know. It's like a hearty spaghetti meal.
Makes you feel full and warm.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
So here's us trying to dig down into Neil's psyche, and he's like, I just like pasta and chicken.
I
What do
don't
you want?
know. If it's something that like my family's made, that it's not. It's a thing, but there's just different kinds of it. I think this is probably the most like simple chicken spaghetti thing.
It sounded like it had like 8 ingredients, dude.
Yeah, but it's simpler than it sounded. It's hard to explain what chicken spaghetti is. It's good, and I don't know where you can get it. So
At your mom's place, obviously.
Yeah, we just come to Neil's. Neil's mum will make it for us.
And she's going to open up a restaurant, and Neil's going to drive out the chicken spaghetti for everyone.
Yeah.
Family business.
Okay.
Yay!
How about okay, I'll tie this into an honorable mention so that maybe we could talk about something else. I was going to also talk about shepherd's pie, but I'm not sure. So shepherd's
What?
pie is great.
Excuse me, what?
Shepherd's pie. It's on my list.
What's in them?
Is it? Yay.
Yep, it's on my list. Shepherd's pie is...
We'll hold it then. We'll hold our conversation
Please
about
elaborate
shepherd's
what's
pie.
in them, because I might know it under a different name.
Let me guess, because it's a weird British fucking thing. There's a fucking meat in there. There's fucking meat in
Yes.
your goddamn pie. You
Yes.
goddamn weirdos.
Yes!
It's like a meat potatoey pie.
Oh, okay,
All
I
right.
know what you mean.
So
now.
I'll take shepherd's pie because that handily would be.
Yeah, we'll
I'll put it
save
in my
that.
third position, but it's technically only my second position. So I'm going to jump a little bit because shepherd's pie is so desperately close to my heart. So shepherd's pie, if you don't know what it is minced lamb. If you do minced beef, then it's technically a cottage pie. So it's minced lamb and it's cooked with like herbs and spices, and you can mix it with like things like bovril, which we can get in the UK, which is a really thick black molassy kind of thing, and it's kind of cooked like that in the oven, and on top is a layer of mashed potato. And my favorite thing about the thing is if you put cheese on top, you get like a nice thick cheese crust in the oven, and then you could put like slices of tomato on, and then you eat that, and it is like the best thing in the world. It's so filling. You can put vegetables in it, whatever veg you want, just mostly the root vegetables, not so much the bell peppers or the anything like that, but like your carrots and your peas and your like not potato because that's weird, that's already on top. Like it's just so good and so filling, and it's amazing. And I made it for you the other day when you mentioned that favourite meals was going to be our thing, and I fucked it up because I put too much Marmite in it. Because I made it with Marmite and not Bovril because I don't have any Bovril.
You put what on it?
I cooked it with Marmite instead of Bovril.
That's a very British thing.
Marmite is made with vegetable yeast extract, and it has a yellow lid and called Marmite. And the famous tagline from it is you either love it or you hate it. And Bovril is basically the kind of meat version of the Marmite. And anyone who isn't British will probably just hate it instantly on sight, and it tastes really grim. I love it personally, and not everybody.
This is how people describe spam.
It's not spam.
I get the same vibe.
It's not at all.
It's not spam. It's not the same thing. But it's one of those. It's in a can, and it is what it is, and you love it, you hate it, or
this
you
comes
hate
in a
it.
jar. Like
Yeah.
this comes in a jar, and it's so difficult to open, and it's really thick and sticky. And I had to have a friend bring me 2 jars of Marmite from Britain because I can't get it at all here in Iceland.
Oh no!
I want to make one point. We decided to try to describe Marmite, and after describing the color and the consistency, she gave up and described the lid, the jar, and the
Yeah, you
the
see
slogan.
what I mean? You start describing the packaging and the things. And
I love that because I was like,
can't describe the taste.
it's that
It is
weird
different.
thing in this package. You know, that's what spam is. It's
It is-
meat in a can.
It is
It's
different.
Really, and yeah. It's just really good. And shepherd's pie is one of my favorite meals because it makes you feel full and warm and happy. And yeah,
It's a good
shepherd's
one.
pie is a good call. You don't need to add any extra vegetables with it, but my parents always did. We always had like boiled cauliflower and like boiled broccoli or something to go with it. And I was like, just give me the...
I know you can find that at restaurants around here.
Yes,
but
absolutely you can.
chicken spaghetti is something that Neil would imagine. I don't eat at restaurants where you fucking get shepherd's pie either. I like it, but I don't like eat at those restaurants often. So I would imagine chicken spaghetti to be at those kind of restaurants, but I don't know. It might just be a Southern thing. But anyways, done with chicken spaghetti because I'm the only one that knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Shepherd's pie is great.
Yes.
That's okay. I think when Aether put up the topic, I'm pretty sure he expected each of us to bring something local to the table.
I'm trying to put nostalgia in there.
Yeah, it's good. I like shepherd's pie.
Those are my home cooking section right there.
Tick one from the home.
By the way, shepherd pie, not a pie. It's just mincemeat and mashed potatoes.
Yes, it is.
It's
Not a pie.
it's a casserole.
Do casseroles have a lid of mashed potato?
If casseroles can be classified with having potato as being one of the main ingredients, it's a potato casserole.
Potato
All
roll.
right. I'm not gonna lie.
That word makes more sense to my brain than pie.
I don't know any difference between what a casserole is, what a stew is, or like they call it like meat soup here in Iceland, and I think it's all the same fucking thing. I might be wrong. Please someone tell me what the difference between a casserole stew and meat stew in Iceland is. I don't think there's any difference.
Well,
I think they're all the fucking same.
I'm going to need to know what a casserole is because I've heard that word 300,000 times, but I just realized now I am not sure what the hell it is.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's just stew.
I thought it was just like kind of lasagna-esque meat dish.
Yeah.
Lasagna has pasta.
I need to
in
look it up because I'm pretty sure we have a thing in Germany called casserole, but I'm pretty sure it might be different from the English version.
See, lasagna has pasta in it, so for me, lasagna can never be mixed up with stew or casserole or meat stew.
Yeah, I think casserole isn't stew-like. I think you've gone off the handle with that one. Just like shepherd pie isn't stew-like.
I don't imagine it soupy. It's not. I don't think casseroles are soupy when I imagine casserole.
No, like I genuinely, when you say casserole, I'm imagining some kind of a minced meat dish, but my brain always goes to lasagna, so.
Well, lasagna is meat with a layer of pasta with a layer of meat and a layer of pasta and like cream sauce and tomato sauce.
Casseroles are like stuff baked into stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a bake of stuff in a like almost loaf, but you spoon it out so it's not really loaf. You know what I mean?
Okay, so casserole is super
I've
thick.
used the word loaf now, and I've almost ruined us again by using another description word like casserole that we're going to get into a discussion.
Like anything you put into a earthware or glass thing into the oven,
Yeah.
and you layer it with things.
I think so,
Lasagna qualifies as
It's
that.
almost like more complicated mac and cheese to the point where you had to stop calling it mac and cheese, and now it's just a big casserole of stuff.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we get lost in this whole what the fuck is a casserole, what the fuck is a stew bullshit argument. Ethel, let's move on to your like second dimension.
My second mention would be meat soup, I guess it's called. Like the bone defrosting translation of that would be meat soup. Kjötsúpa in Icelandic. It is big chunks of meat with pieces of carrots, potatoes, a bunch of different vegetables. And it's just a giant stew.
Hey,
Just,
I'm losing my mind. What kind of meat?
Oh,
what is going on?
Red meat.
lamb.
Red meat. So it'd be things like beef and lamb. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Beef and lamb and stuff. And I think it's...
I think Iceland, I think fish. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm about.
And happy cows.
Happy cows?
Oh, no, wait, that was Ireland, wasn't it?
I don't know who has happy cows.
No, wait.
It's California.
Any cow that's still living is a happy cow.
I'm thinking of happy cows because of this sudden rise of skyr coming over here in Germany. Like, we have a lot of milk products from Iceland.
Oh, skyr. Yeah. Oh, is that
Skyr,
like...
yeah.
Oh, do they try to like sell that as like a happy cow thing?
I don't know.
It is vegan. No, not vegan.
Definitely not vegan.
Definitely not.
Vegetarian, I guess, but wrong word.
Well, in Britain, when they sell skyr, it is like Iceland with a happy smiley something. on the thing. I remember it very well. They also had the red stripe on them, so I remember you saying I can't have those or I shouldn't have those because they're not real skyr. Either way, whatever it was just not. Yeah. It was just happy.
What?
You were talking about when I first moved to like Iceland and when I came back again for a bit, was this skyr is good skyr because it has like the red stripe on it, and this skyr is the bad skyr because it doesn't have the red stripe on it. I don't remember which way round it was because we only have good skyr.
So Iceland, like every other fucking country in this world, is a capitalist country. And people want to feed their children what they grew up with. But it's really hard to get kids to eat non-sweet things. So there are sweet skyrs out there. So the skyrs that do not have the red stripe on them are very sweet. They're basically made so parents feel like they're feeding their kids something healthy when it genuinely is really, really fucking unhealthy. Because it's filled with sugar to override the nasty, nasty taste of skyr.
Yeah.
Now, skyr can't be good if you add some fruits and shit into it, but
good.
like basic plain skyr is very gross. You have not eaten rent skyr. Next episode, I'm gonna have fed via rent skyr, and you guys are gonna get to hear how fucking gross it is.
Next episode, our favorite skyr products. Top 3.
We forgot that we couldn't do top 3 bad things that we hate a lot.
Good point.
Top 3 terrible skyrs. Anyway, back on your second position.
This meat soup thing. I think meat soup is kind of an old dish in Iceland because it uses a lot of like leftovers. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of get the most out of your leftovers. Like you got some meat left, let's just stew it up. You get like a big old fucking pot, giant ass pot, and just boil the fuck out of a bunch of meat and potatoes and vegetables, and you can eat that for like a day and a half. And I have a soft spot for it because we have a giant pot of kjötsúpa before a festival here in Vestmannaeyjar. It's kind of a tradition in my family. So the first day of the festival, everybody has kjötsúpa because it's so warm and it's so full of energy. You get
Superpowers!
Yeah, you get party powers until like the break of dawn. And like during Thjóðhátíð, which is the festival. So during Thjóðhátíð, it is very, very, very common to party until the sun rises. Or let me rephrase that, until the sun peeks its head over the horizon again. It's mostly in summer, so the sun doesn't really stay down that long. So it's like 4 or 5 a.m. the sun kind of pokes up again, and that's about the sign to go home. And it's very fun, and it's a really good food. It's very satisfying. You eat like a good bowl of that, maybe a bowl and a half, and you're just good for like from like 9 p.m. till like 5, 6 a.m. and you're not gonna have like hunger pains or anything. It's just good food.
Can say it is good. We had it at Hattala's wedding, and it was really nice.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, Hattala and Jan's wedding. I was like, oh, this is tasty. This is exactly like stew that I used to have as a kid. So,
so yeah, I like that one a lot. But it is, it's very boring. Like I don't eat any other type of soup. You bring other type of soup my way, and I will tell you to just give me real food. But meat soup.
He's super unhappy when I try and force you to have like anything with a lot of fluid in it.
Stop trying to make me drink my goddamn food. I still have teeth.
Hey, I put like whole things in there.
I always remember that time when we went to the bubble tea place.
Oh my god, that was the worst.
How you were complaining about the bubbles.
It was so gross.
It was so bad.
You look so sick. You look so unhappy. I felt really bad that I was the one who concocted your drink, but also you put bubbles in my tea too, and I also hated them. So I felt like we were even at that point.
I don't know what it was. Like I think I eat a lot with consistency, so the consistency of the food matters a lot to me. And something about drinking chunky shit will just make me fucking nauseous. And I did not realize how bad like that part of my brain was until I was given
bubble tea. I think it's
tea, I think it was
we
called.
both thought it was just like carbonated bubbles.
I've just now gotten to where I can handle pulp and orange juice. Y'all need to slow down.
Okay, none of us are bubble teaing then. Okay. How do you handle the bubble tea, Cassie? Did you have the bubbles?
I did have the bubbles, but I didn't mind them so much. I think I told you back then already because it's those bubble things, those round thingies, they're very common in Philippine dishes.
Yes, I remember you saying actually. Yeah.
Or like not all of them, but but there's like a Philippine dish that has them. It's not a drink, but I knew them. It's actually like in the Philippines they have this thing called halo-halo, which is like you go to an ice place and you get like two ice cubes and then like Jello cubes and a bunch of like corn thingies and like coconut thingies flakes, like all those kinds of stuff you put on top of them. And then they also have like those bubble thingies, like they're made out of the same stuff, but they're not exactly the same. I don't know what the difference is.
Might be made the same mango thing.
But they're in there somewhere, so I knew the taste. And I didn't mind them so much that they were in the drink.
I remember we were just both like, nope, this is not a thing. This is not cool.
I forced down like half of that.
Yeah, you
thing.
did. I didn't. I just drank the flows and left the bubbles.
Did I finish it?
I tried. I couldn't.
See, I have a really like big gap in my front teeth, so I could have easily like filtered out those fucking bubbles easily. But I chose not to.
Oh, I have a very big gap between my teeth now too, and every time I eat spaghetti, one of them sticks in there, and I'm like, fuck you! But it didn't used to be there. It only got there when I had one of my wisdom tooth removed. I only have one for some reason.
What?
I had two, like one here and one here. They were removed, and then suddenly those teeth were like, okay, bye.
Laters.
We lost the children. There's no reason for us to stay together.
All right, Kessie, what's the second of your food choices?
So the second of my food
meal choices.
My meal choices is, and I have to regrettably say that I can't eat it anymore because of allergies.
Ooh.
But I still have very fond memories of it, and I try to recreate it with vegan alternatives as often as I can. Is omelette.
Oh, yeah.
With lots of vegetables in them. Like
Yeah.
I usually throw in like cauliflower and pepperbill and leek and what else? Whatever the fuck is in my fridge. So I throw it in there.
So what do you replace the eggs with then?
So I found vegan recipes that are either scrambled tofu, but I don't like scrambled so much. And I recently found one that's made with chickpea flour.
Interesting.
And you add like a special salt that is like a very, very heavy in sulfur. It's called kala namak. It kind of smells and tastes like egg. Like when you smell it, it smells a little bit like rotten egg. But as soon as it's in there, it's okay.
I, however, get the feeling it's not the same.
It gets very close. Like I can live with that.
Well, that's good.
Are you allergic to eggs now, or?
I am allergic to eggs. Yeah, I get very bad belly aches when I eat them.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I used to be just a vegetarian. Like I consisted only on eggs. Like not just omelets, but also like sunny side ups.
Yes.
But at some point that just fell flat, and so I was like, you know what? I'm also lactose intolerant. I might as well.
Wow. Ouch. I have to say, omelets are also on my honourable mention list because, yeah, I love omelets. They were quick and easy for me to make as a teenager when I was told to make my own dinner. And it's also my hangover food, or my anti-hangover food. I used to come in when I used to drink a lot, which I don't do anymore. I haven't done for years. But like when I used to get really drunk, I would make an omelette before I went to sleep so that I could have used nature's egg to absorb some of that alcohol and not be so hungover. And apart from the twice times that I burnt myself really badly, like I never really had a bad thing with it. I never burnt the house down. So
did I tell you about my anti-hangover thing that happened?
Mm-mm.
So the first time I went out drinking with my friends, at the end of the night, one of my friends told me, like, when you get in, go eat a banana and drink some milk, and you will not be as hungover because it will, like, absorb a lot of the stuff and, like, help you along.
Yeah, I remember this.
And it's stuck in my brain. That was back when I lived with my parents. Then I went and I lived alone in Reykjavik, and I was partying, and I'd clearly drunken too much. It was hard to walk down the streets, and I'm drunk as shit. Anyway, I don't remember walking home. But I do remember waking up and there was something kind of cold in my bed. And I kind of like roll around like, the fuck is happening? And I had like two 2-liter bottles of milk in my bed, neither of them open. And I'm like, what? And then I leave my fucking bedroom and I go outside and I had 3 bunches of bananas, not a single one of them open, and another liter of milk on the kitchen counter. Now, all of this was part of the 24/7 store, so I probably paid something close to like $100 for this fucking thing.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck that.
But I felt very smart when I did it. I bet you, drunk Aethor, like to the counter guy, the cash register guy.
Oh, thank me later for this.
You wouldn't believe I'm a fucking genius.
Got this whole thing figured out.
I cracked the code, man. I cracked the code.
Life hack from Ethel. Buy all the milk, buy all the bananas, eat and drink none of them, and you will not feel bad in the morning.
So I ran back to the 24/7 store, bought some pudding powder, and made myself a giant bowl of pudding.
I thought you tried to give them back.
No.
Excuse me, I purchased a bunch of milk and bananas. Could I return them? I haven't opened them yet. I just spent the night with 2 of the milks in my bed.
You will notice I have not eaten a single one of them. You will notice I am a genius. I am a businessman.
Drunk Aethor is best. Neil, what's the second on your list?
All right. So, leaving the home kitchen. What do we eat when we go out? What's a good one?
A big fat steak.
Let's stick with nostalgic thing. Well, a lot of these. No, that's not true. Not all of them are nostalgic. I want to talk about Szechuan chicken, but at the same time, it's just Szechuan chicken from like one restaurant that I like.
That's okay to talk about.
I'll talk about a more nostalgic one. That one's nostalgic, but mainly just from one restaurant. A meal that you could go and satisfy Neil anywhere with.
Ice cream.
And also because we've talked about vegetarian things for a while, and I had a brief bit of playing with that and discovering how difficult it was going to be for me. And cheese enchiladas were very good. And this is the point where Neil's just going to talk about Mexican food for the rest of the time. So cheese enchiladas were my favorite as a kid. They are...
Please describe an enchilada, because I am not 100% sure I know what that is.
How do you describe cheese enchiladas? It is cheese rolled in a tortilla, and it has either like chili meat sauce over it, and that's still cheese enchilada, or as a kid I used to get, because, as an adult I eat the meat sauce more, but as a kid I just like cheese. So I was just like cheese enchiladas with cheese on them. So you can get cheese enchiladas with queso a lot of places. And it's just like cheese enchiladas with cheese sauce on it and rice and beans. And that's what you got.
I was about to say, is all I'm hearing is cheese sauce is Neil's favorite food.
The tortilla is also made out of cheese.
Yeah, I was about to say that too.
It's a very cheesy thing. That's why the meat, nowadays I'll eat the meat because it's got more going on in the dish. But it is different kinds of cheeses, but it is like a wrapped tortilla, like cheesy roll up thing that you eat. It's not like a portable roll up. It's like lathered in sauce. So,
Okay, so not efficient with its cleanliness.
No.
Okay.
No, it's like a table dish.
How is it different from a burrito?
They're smaller and only have cheese in them. Or onions. They put onions in them.
Isn't also burritos, they're not covered in stuff, right? Burritos are just a wrap and then you can eat it. Like, they're not covered in a sauce. Whereas enchiladas sound like they're covered in a sauce.
Now, there are places that do that. There are places that have like smothered burritos, but that's typically like, that's not...
Make it American, make it deep fried.
I was going to say, it sounds like those guys are going to have an American flag on the wall.
Yeah.
No, deep fried would be Scottish.
Or a Scottish flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco Bell's used to have, what are they called? Enchiritos, I think they were called, which was like a big burrito pocket, not enchilada sized. Enchiladas are kind of thin. Big burrito sized thing with meat and beans in it. And then on top of it had like a really mild salsa and a little bit of cheese on top of it. And that was kind of a smothered burrito. And that was common at Taco Bell for a long time, but they don't do that anymore. So, I mean, that used to be kind of a thing. It's just like everyone knows how inconvenient it is. And it makes the tortilla real sloppy. So it's not a lot of people's favorite.
That is definitely a knife and fork job, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I would not judge a person for eating that with a knife and fork.
No judge. No judge, only enchilada.
Does that mean you would judge a person eating a pizza with knife and fork if the pizza is so slobbery that it falls apart?
Yeah, you know what you're getting into when you got a pizza. You're supposed to use your hands. It's like
Using a knife and fork is what you do when you're trying to, like, eating a pizza, when you're trying to impress, like, some significant other or significant other's parents. That's when you don't eat with your hands.
No, nobody will ever fuck somebody that they saw eating a pizza with a knife and fork for the first time.
No.
Like, I refuse
If I was doing, like, a meet the parents, I would act normal. I wouldn't have them think that I eat pizza with a knife and fork.
Yes.
I would be like, that's an embarrassing.
All right. My internal British person is very much like, you don't eat spaghetti on a first date or on, like, when you don't eat anything that's really messy on a first date or the first time you meet someone's parents, and you eat everything with a knife and fork, and you finish the fucking meal even if you are stuffed. Like, that is the rules on first dates and on, like, when you meet the parents first time. Like, there are specific things you have to do to, you know, be nice and polite, and that is some of them.
I'm gonna agree, but then, like, let's put it like this: you shouldn't be having hot dogs, hamburgers, or pizzas for the first date, or the first time you meet your parents-in-law. Not the first time you meet your parents. First time you meet your parents, you should be having milk. But Tish, thank you very much.
What of what we've talked about so far is the best first date food? Of the things that we've chosen so far, it's not cheese enchiladas.
Meat soup.
Cheese enchiladas.
You're gonna have energy for whatever comes next.
It's not meat soup.
All right, I'm going to move away from this weirdness that you've brought up here now. So my second position was going to be shepherd's pie. So I'm actually going to go to what my third on the list is, because Neil distracted me. The third on my list is lemon and garlic salmon with cheese and mushroom cauliflower. So we did keto for a while, and I had to get very inventive, so I didn't want to hate myself for eating nothing but cauliflower, because that's like the staple of a keto diet. So it's salmon cooked in the pan, and then you make lemon and garlic sauce in the same pan that you made the salmon in, and then you make like this kind of like white sauce made from cream and cheese and mushrooms, and then you mix that in with the cauliflower, and then boom, that's a meal. Like, it's really nice.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah, I cooked it and I realized after I cooked it the first time, my God, I'm a genius. I can cook. Because Cassie sent us the meme this morning, or the picture this morning, about baking versus cooking. So baking is scientific and you use measurements. Cooking is like, eyeball it. Hope it works. Like, yeah, that's very much my cooking. Yes. Yeehaw. Yeah, that was it. So when I cooked the salmon for the first time with all the cauliflower stuff, I'm like, yeah, this might mean I can actually exist on keto. Like, that made me convince myself that I can vaguely cook stuff and it doesn't taste like total garbage, because I didn't really know how to cook before I arrived in Iceland, and then I didn't have a job and I felt bad for not cooking, so I cooked. And I've stayed cooking ever since, because I want something more than omelets. I love you, but yeah.
I make more things than omelette.
You do now. We've both gotten better, let's put it like that. But that's why it's one of my favorite meals, because it's one that I realized I could actually kind of half cook. And also it tastes really good.
Yeah. I could
It was my Impress Athos family meal for the longest time, because I didn't think I could really cook.
I'm going to second. It's very nice. There's something very strange about that dish. It kind of like, you look at it and you definitely, your brain is telling you it's going to taste one way, and then you start eating it and it's a different taste. I do not know how to describe it, but it genuinely did it to me. Like, the first 5 times I had that dish, I would look at it, I was like, we're having salmon with sauce or something like that. And then I put it in my mouth and I'm like, what is this? Every fucking time. And it's fucking delicious.
Okay, I'm good. That's the way the story
You're
went.
not like Arnold Schwarzenegger to the Predator. What the fuck are you?
Just kill me now.
So yeah, and it's also really nice and really filling, and I like it, and it's keto friendly. So whoop 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 whoop. It's probably one of the only 2 fish dishes I like. The other one is, like, if I'm having fish and chips in the UK, it's cod, and that I can deal with, but I also don't like that very much. But yeah, it's probably the only fish dish. I had to put at least one fish dish on here because Iceland now, yo.
Fish dish.
Oh, all the fish dishes are going in an honorable mention for me.
Oh, so my fish dish got an honorable mention on your list?
Yes.
So it's not number 1? My cooking is not number 1?
No.
Either.
So my number 1 dish is tortellini. I fucking love tortellini.
The fuck is tortellini?
The noodles that are filled with stuff, aren't they?
Yeah. It's pasta that has like a little piece of often cheese or little meaty fillings.
Right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
And I love tortellini. I've had bad tortellini, but I've never had like atrocious tortellini. No, sorry, I've had atrocious tortellini the one time I tried to cook it.
Did you just try to cook it, or did you try to make it from scratch?
God, no.
No. I got tortellini from a bag. I put it in a pot and I boiled it, and then I tried to do something to the side, and it was just like the tortellini was undercooked, so it was like a little bit crunchy still. It was so fucking bad, and I just never tried again. That was like shortly after I started living on my own. I was like, oh, I'm gonna make my own comfort food, and I just made myself sad and miserable.
Oh,
You ate sad food. Oh,
depression food.
Oh no. No, tortellini is so good. It's got just, I don't even know how to explain why I like it so much, but I've tasted many, many different types of tortellini, and it's always...
Because it's versatile?
Yeah, it's like some people make it in like cheese soup, like cheese sauce. Some people make it with mushroom sauce. I've had it with like a peppery sauce, like a paprika sauce. And it's always good. And every time I go to an Italian restaurant and I don't want to be 5-year-old and order a pizza, I always go for the tortellini. And it's always fucking great.
I was once working for a conductor guy. I did posters for him. And at some point he invited me to dinner, and he went to a super fancy 5-star restaurant. They had tortellini there. And they were made with red beet, and that was really good.
Red?
Like in the inside, the filling was red beet.
What? I've never tried that.
Me neither.
That sounds amazing.
I was like, what the?
what?
What? Make me red beet tortellini.
I can't make tortellini. I do exactly what Aethel described earlier, which is that you stick it in a pot of boiling water. Like, there are 2 types of tortellini we have the island. One is 4 cheeses and one is cheese and meat. I think prosciutto. I don't know. Yeah, fancy ass meat. And you boil them and then you serve them. Like, I serve it with sauce because I don't like pasta without sauce on it. I guess I'm 3 years old. I'm not a fan of it. And I cook it with sauce, and that's the food I provide. Like, it is nice. You're right. I do enjoy it, but it's not up there for me. It's just not.
Pasta should have sauce.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You should not eat tortellini dry. You should always have it in some kind of sauce.
Okay.
But before I lose control of the dialogue, I just want to honorably mention fish.
Just fish. No context.
Hey, fish. Shout out.
All fish.
Here's 2 fish.
You can do skata.
Skata is awful.
You can do hákarl. You can do þorskur, ýsa, all of it. I like fish. You can put fish in front of me and I'll fucking eat it. It was like built into me as a kid that I will always, always, always eat fish if it's put in front of me.
Here's a goldfish.
I'll fucking eat your goldfish and smile at you after I'm done.
Look, we have fish at the aquarium called steinbítar.
Oh, yeah.
In Icelandic, and in the English it's called wolffish, and they're fish that have big old fucking like teeth. They're huge.
Ugly ass teeth.
They are ugly as shit. Like, they are fucking ugly, but I love them. Like, we had some at work, and we went to a restaurant here and they had steinbítar on the menu. I'm like, I gotta try this.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was okay. It's fish. I'm not a huge fan of fish. I mean, salmon I'm okay with, and cod. But y'all blow my mind with raw salmon. I don't understand anyone's ability to eat raw salmon. It just blows my mind. I know a lot of people like it.
I like raw salmon.
No, please, no. Cook your food. I hate it. I hate it. I hate raw salmon so much.
So we don't have raw salmon. We have buried salmon, grafin lax. It's very good. And it goes super...
Ground salmon.
Yeah, ground salmon, basically. And it's really good and goes super good on rúgbrauð, and I love it. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, like, people understood, like, I like fish, but not a single fish can, like, break my top 3. Just fish is never that tasty. It just doesn't have that factor.
Tuna fish is pretty great.
Tuna fish.
Tuna's pretty great.
Oh, God, no. God,
yeah,
no.
They look down on tuna here. Hands up all of you who had, like, tuna and mayonnaise sandwiches, and that was, like, your fucking meal.
Yeah.
Yep.
What the shit?
Tuna mayonnaise.
This is good audio.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Please say if you lived on tuna and mayonnaise sandwiches or tuna and mayonnaise baked potatoes as kids. Aye.
Yes.
I have a shame that I very much like my favorite sandwich growing up at Subway was tuna with all the vegetables except for cucumbers because I don't like cucumbers.
Hey.
And now I've grown to not like to eat tuna in places because of how bad I think it is to eat tuna at places.
No.
I don't feel safe.
Do you feel threatened?
Eating tuna sandwiches at Subway like I used to. Interesting things have been said about the tuna
Quality
at Subway sandwich places. This is not slander Subway. This is just what I heard. Subway, don't sue me. I made it clear that I just heard this said about your tuna. Sorry, I heard it, I guess.
Just eat a cookie, guys.
What's the fun in that?
Neil, what else have you got on your list?
My number one.
Yeah, your number one most favorite food in the world. Sorry, meal. We have to put meal.
I'm going to do a shout out.
Are we skipping Kessie?
I'm going to go to Kessie in a minute.
Okay.
I don't know if there's an order.
There's no rules here, Aethel. We don't follow your rules if there has to be an order.
You follow the rhythm for the first two layers. You know,
I am, and I will.
Fine.
But also, she started with her number 2 and then went on to her number 3.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That was only to accommodate Neil's flight of fancy there.
I do this every time.
Well, it was also, I have a specific order written down, and it's not 1 to 3. It is not my favorite to least favorite. Like, no.
I've got a good streak of bringing up something that someone's going to talk about and then us having to throw everything out of order.
Yes, you do.
I'll try to keep that up.
Go on, Neil.
I've got an honorable mention for something that is not similar, but like is similar enough and is only available in kind of like one place done the right way. So it's not really a meal you can get everywhere. So I'm kind of like excluding those a little bit. But California burritos are very good and they're full of a bunch of stuff. The best I can explain it is carne asada and French fries in a big burrito with guacamole and what else? Cheese and
Neil, what the fuck is guacamole?
Guacamole, avocados.
Okay, all right, enough said.
Just mashed up avocados.
All right, enough said. I'm done with that.
Salted.
That sounds delicious, Neil.
They're very good, and I'm doing a horrible job explaining them and doing them very justice. It's been a very long time since I've lived in California, but California burritos are amazing, and I miss them so much.
Listeners, if you're from California and hear this, please send Neil a burrito.
Oh my goodness.
Just get the sloppiest envelope in the fucking mail.
We have a P.O. box you can send it to. He's the only one, if you're living in America, that you can send any food to. The rest of us, sorry.
Yep.
I do not need to be sent more Icelandic food. Marmite, though. If you could send me Marmite, though, I would accept that.
The closest I can get is pretty good, though, to be honest. I want to put fajitas in my number one spot because...
Oh, fuck yes.
Can you tell me how to spell it? I want to look it up.
Fajita?
I think so.
Yeah, with a J.
Oh, J-E-T. Okay, I found it.
It's Spanish food.
Fajitas are so very good. It's a treat. It's very good.
Fuck yes.
I'm going to say chicken and steak ones. You can also get like shrimp.
I still don't have a picture.
Is that like an enchilada but made with meat?
Fajitas come with everything kind of separate for you. So you'll have...
make your own.
Chicken. Yeah, chicken and steak kind of sliced up for you on top of some roasted vegetables. What is there in there? Onions. What's the word? Onions and green peppers. And then they just give you tortillas and a plate of guacamole and sour cream and cheese and tomatoes and stuff. And you make your own little taco-y things and beans and rice. I put those in there. I don't know if everyone does, but.
So it sounds to me like if you just open your fridge, put everything on a burrito.
Neil, I'm gonna mention a trend that I have spotted in your favorite meals that you have mentioned so far.
Mm-hmm.
Enchiladas are tortilla wraps filled with cheese and covered in a cheese sauce. All right, so that comes cooked. You have to eat it with a knife and fork. You have also mentioned an honorable mention burritos, which is a tortilla filled with a bunch of stuff, and then you eat it with your hands.
Yeah, you can eat those on the go though.
Yep.
Yeah.
And fajitas are tortillas.
This one is table food.
With all the stuff that you can include in burritos and in enchilada, except you have to put it in yourself. Are you spotting a trend with your food here. But I also have some fond memories of fajitas. Like, now that you've mentioned what it is and how you assemble it and eat it, I'm like, yes, I have eaten this. I just usually let other people order for me because I'm terrible at ordering shit. Yeah, I remember this. Like,
kind of like a little make your own soft tacos bit that comes out super hot and sizzly for you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And you don't have to have any vegetable shit in it you don't want. You just make it how you want it.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's a good choice.
Thanks. Yeah, fajitas are fancy. If you like, there's one food that I'm like, that'll satisfy me any day of the week. It's fajitas. They're a good treat.
Yeah.
I probably have Tex-Mex kind of things going on. Tex-Mex is kind of its own genre of Mexican food that happens.
I was going to say, are you just kind of hungry and you're just thinking like, what can I get like kind of in the area?
Why am I going to get fajita at this time of night? Oh, wait, a middle of the day for you, isn't it? For fuck's sake.
It is the middle of the day, but we are kind of snowed in, so I think all the
good
fajitas are
good point.
With some powdered
not
snow.
being made right
Powdered snow. No, that's a good choice. Like, I've had that. I know what you're talking about. It really does feel fancy when it comes out and it's still sizzling. Like you can.
Yeah, I mean, it is a treat. Like it's like the
heat.
steak of going to a Mexican Tex-Mex restaurant. You know, it's like ordering the fancy thing on the menu, and it feels like a celebration.
I like how on the table I had it. I went to a really fancy restaurant, and my partner at the time ordered that for us. And like they had to clear the table, like all the little shit things they put on a table. Like here's a candle, like a votive candle in a vase, and here's like some really other fancy shit and some menus and nice like. Like, they had to move all that fucking shit off because it was so big. Like, yeah, this is a...
All because you didn't want to make your little tacos yourself.
Yep.
Servers probably hate fajitas.
Yep.
I know. Look, I get them to go a lot. You just put it in a plastic container all in one container is fine.
Yeah.
It's
all going to end up roughly in the same place.
I order fajitas now during the COVID times to go, and it's great. I order them all the time. It's a good treat, regardless, day of the week. You know, it's a good date food. It gives you something to do while you're enduring another new person.
Yeah.
With your hands. You know.
Yeah.
I have a task to do now.
Oh yeah, it's very easy to get lost in making the heater if your date is boring.
I don't go on a lot of dates.
Like, I can well imagine if they are boring, you're like, I'm kind of done with this. Sorry, I got lost in making the food. I'm very passionate about this. And they talked about, like, sorry, I'm still making my food. Like, yeah, you can fill an awkward date real quick with that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good date food. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's funny, though.
I was thinking that's a good thought for date food, but I think it might be a very messy date food. So
yes, that would not be a first date in Britain. Nope, too messy.
Yeah, fair. And when I order fajitas, I plan on eating a lot. I don't want to eat a lot on dates.
No. No.
Not first dates.
No, awkward.
Neil has 5 slices of cucumber in a glass of water.
Ugh, no.
Oh, he doesn't like cucumber.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Cucumber stock.
Yes.
No, I like
You're
them.
right. They are bad. Why didn't you pickle them better?
They taste bad.
Make them sour.
They taste of nothing.
They taste bad.
They taste of nothing. I held back to tell
Not
you both how
only
stupid
do
you are
they
for not
taste
liking
bad,
cucumbers earlier.
they also...
But now you're bringing it up. Cucumbers.
They haven't been made edible yet because you didn't make them sour yet.
You haven't
have to make
pickled them
sour.
yet.
But no!
They're not gherkins yet.
You fucking pickling monstrosity! You get your stupid fucking pickling shit out of my goddamn face!
The thing is with cucumbers,
I swear to fucking Christ.
they taste bad.
Yes.
And not only do they taste bad, they insist in putting them in everything in Britain. So, like, your nice, like, you would have cucumber sandwiches, nothing else in it. And, like, it's taste vile. They also want to put it on top of the tuna mayonnaise, and that drives me up the fucking wall. Like, get that shit out of my food. They put it in all the salads, and I hate it. And also, it makes me belch a lot, and I really hate it because I can taste the cucumber back on the way up, and I hate it so much.
No.
And when you order a tuna sandwich when you're 8 years old at Subway, and you say all the veggies, and then they don't hear that you don't like cucumbers, and they put them on there anyways, and you take them off of your sandwich, it still tastes like cucumbers.
Yes, you cannot get rid of the fucking taste.
You can't get it off.
So grim.
It's just there forever.
I'm just gonna sing the praises of cucumbers for 1 second, and then you can say whatever you want. Cucumbers, they genuinely in my brain taste like green. They are fresh. They are the freshest of all the fruits, all the vegetables. They are just fresh. I think cucumbers are added to almost everything because they are super watery, which means they get that just kind of fresh water taste to everything. So you chuck a couple of cucumbers on top of a fatty hamburger and you have like just that little bit of crunch and freshness to it.
The same reason you add lemons on fish, for example.
Yeah. It could have been a tomato, though, or a carrot. A tomato or a carrot.
Yeah.
No, it could have been.
No, tomatoes are vile.
Over here they add tomato and cucumber.
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that.
No. It adds. It contaminates everything. It contaminates it with that vile cucumber taste.
I don't know how you guys can think cucumbers are so overpowering. That's crazy too.
Cucumbers, because of their high water content, they are very affected by the quality of the water in the area they're grown in. So maybe the areas that you have eaten them in had like bad water or something. Like, remember when we were in New Jersey and I was just complaining about the water the whole time? I would not eat a cucumber raised in that place.
You were not wrong. That water was grim. But to be fair, I think that house was just grim. That house was just not good.
No. The water in the Popeyes that we went to later, it was just as bad.
Oh, yeah. I remember. Fucking hell. I have pictures of that.
Oh,
that was a grim place.
It was disgusting.
Let's get away from cucumbers because it's disgusting. All right, Kessie, what's your...
My top one.
What's your...
Cucumbers, no.
Yes!
That's a food, not a meal, Kessie. Please don't tell me you eat a cucumber as a meal.
Bowl of cucumber.
I actually sometimes do. Like, just dip them in hummus.
No.
Okay, that's with something.
Yeah.
But the hummus is the attraction there. Again, what the fuck is hummus? What is hummus made from? Is it just chickpea?
Chickpea, but also with tahini and I think just tahini. Tahini is like this sesame sauce.
Okay.
Have y'all put celery and peanut butter?
My celery. I don't put my money on my peanut butter. What?
Celery.
Oh, celery
sticks. Yes.
The idea of like, here's my money, I earned this is my salary, I'm going to cover it in peanut butter. That is an unusual way to say fuck the man and his money.
That's how I know that's my money.
Do you put celeries in peanut butters?
No. Why?
Because that's pretty great.
I haven't done that, no.
I don't like peanut butter, so no.
I like things that are fresh, so I don't like peanut butter either. So anyway, my top one favorite food, and I have to say it's, again, one of those things I cannot eat anymore. Even though I could eat it, because it's a meatloaf. It's a Bavarian dish. It's called Leberkäse. It's a very finely grinded meatloaf, baked in a square, like the ones where you bake square breads, those long things, baked in one of those things and sliced into thin slices. Usually you eat it with like a sunny side up and potatoes and a brown sauce. And I usually put my own spin on it. My Asian spin, I ate it with rice. Even though it's a Bavarian dish, and I did get stoned for it back in Bavaria. But that's my favorite dish, yeah.
Why is it your favorite dish?
I'm not actually sure. I think it's because I don't like the unprocessed meat so much. Like, if you just kill an animal and put it on the roast, I don't like it as much as, like, for example, a sausage or a minced meat, for example. I'm more of the sausage kind of person. And Leberkäse is kind of like a sausage, but baked, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense.
This sounds upsettingly similar to livrakaiva, which is an Icelandic.
It actually sounds the same. Does it translate to liver cheese?
Not sure. Livrak.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think it sounds more like liver box or meat box. Livrakaiva. Kassa.
I'm just thinking of meatloaf. And that's all I've got.
I'm not sure if meatloaf is exactly the same. Let me look that up. Hang on.
This sounds a little different.
I think meatloaf also has like flour and sugar in it.
Because
right?
I think a meatloaf is still...
Livrakaiva is apparently translated to liver pate, so probably not the same.
Probably not. So meatloaf is, I just looked it up, and it's very much like minced meat from the texture. Liver cheese, like Leberkäse, is a lot more minced. Like, really think like a sausage. It's super fine, no grind at all, nothing.
Yeah.
And it has like a own mixture of spices that are used, and I really like it. It's my favorite food. But I don't eat it anymore because I don't eat meat anymore. I mean, there are vegan alternatives, and here in Germany, because we are like the CEOs of sausages, we have like a lot of vegan sausage alternatives.
CEOs of sausages. All right.
Out of context quote.
So we have like a lot of vegan alternatives based on sausages. At least from what I can tell, when I compare to the vegan stuff that's available in America, I don't think you have as much sausages over there. But
I'm sorry, I'm still not over the CEO of sausages.
We have so much sausage. We all eat sausage on everything. Well, not on everything, but like we usually eat bread and stuff. Like most people would eat like jam or peanut butter or whatever on their bread. Over here, we always eat sausage and maybe some cheese.
We have like sausage sandwiches, like in Britain, is like a solid like staple working person's breakfast. Is there's like a bunch of sausages cut in half with a bit of tomato sauce or brown sauce, depending on what you want, or HP, I guess, and then like it's just in 2 bits of bread. Like that is good food. It is. Well, sausages, I think, are one thing that apart from bacon, that I really miss about living in Britain, other than Marmite, I guess, is that the sausages here are just not the same.
No.
They're like really, they feel really processed.
Yeah.
Whereas it's more like Frankfurters, I guess. And I miss the British sausages. I can only imagine what it's. I guess I'll just have to come to Germany, the CEO sausages, and eat real sausages again.
And eat Nürnbergers and Frankfurters. I mean, they're all named after German cities, so there you go.
I dropped a picture of a Leverpilsa in the chat, Cassie. I just want to know if it's at all similar, or if that's just a completely Icelandic thing.
No.
Okay. That's a part of Icelandic slaughter. And like when you were describing it, I was like, sounds kind of like it, but not really. But then you start talking about cooking it, and this is eaten very raw.
Let me pull you an image of this thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that looks like bread made from meat. That's incredible.
That looks crazy.
It looks incredible. It literally looks like bread made from meat. It's unreal.
Yeah.
Hot dogs or sausages in Iceland are made very differently, to such an extent that when I eat hot dogs in other countries, I'm always just like, your hot dog's gone bad. Guys, guys, everybody, put your hot dogs down.
Yep. I think we were in Britain and we had Cumberland sausages at like a really nice, like an inn or a pub or something, and the breakfast included sausages, and Aiden was like, no, this is horrible. I'm not eating this.
I don't know what it is. There's just like a hint of some kind of taste that I guess it's just something we do with our meat in Iceland that I've just grown accustomed to.
Yeah, or maybe like the combination of spices that they use.
Could be definitely.
That are available in Iceland.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm going to just wrap this kind of quick. Do you have any honorable mentions, Cassie?
Yes.
Go for it.
Litchis.
Cheese.
Litchis! Because I originally my top list was top food. I didn't realize it was going to be meal. So litchis were actually my number one. And if anyone doesn't know what the fuck that is a fruit. That is only available from December till, if you're lucky, February.
Oh.
I just ate my last one yesterday.
Oh, boo.
Oh, boo.
Boo. So it's almost a whole year again before you get to have them.
Yeah. I usually eat 20 of them per day.
Bloody hell.
I mean, they're just this tiny, like a...
Neil's face is perfect at this moment.
They're super tiny, like a what the fuck? Chestnut, like a chestnut.
Have y'all had starfruit? Have I ever asked that before?
You did.
I think you have.
It's one of those.
But they are very much a letdown.
Really? I like them. They're kind of like worse kiwis, but I mean...
I only had them once, but I remember they tasted kind of like a mixture between nuts and citrus.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, that's super weird.
It's kind of like a cucumber kiwi.
Grace.
Sorry.
I never tried starfruit, but I think I thought you had talked about it, but then when Cassie said that they didn't like it, it reminded me like, no. Cassie came at us like me and V one day, just like, starfruits just fucking suck. I put all this effort into acquiring a starfruit, and the starfruit just basically took a shit on my fucking stove and told me to eat it.
Dragon fruit.
Dragon fruits.
It was dragon fruit.
Oh, dragon fruit.
Oh, yeah.
Dragon fruit, you're railing on so hard. It was the funniest shit. It came out of fucking nowhere in our 3-person chat. It was like, dragon fruit is fucking lame. Like, okay, yeah.
It is extremely lame. It looks so fucking cool, but you think, it is red outside, and it looks like stracciatella inside. It must be awesome, or maybe like a hint of vanilla in there, and then it tastes like water.
Dragon fruit, my ass. It's a fancy cucumber, and you know it.
All right, I'm gonna do my favorite meal. So we talk about meals and like, yeah, here's this and this is a good meal. I'm going to put dessert on the table because I have one amazing dessert that I had. I was in Scotland and it was this tiny, really rough looking pub. I mean, this pub was not a nice place from the outside. You got inside and it smelled like beer, which is always good in a pub. But it had that atmosphere of like, you're not local, piss off. So there was that whole thing going on. But I ordered this dessert and it was a white chocolate cheesecake. And the cheesecake itself was like 2.5 inches thick, maybe 3 inches. And it tasted like white chocolate with the consistency of cheesecake. And it is the best meal I ever had. It came with like this like pureed raspberries. And I don't know where that pub is.
Oh, no.
And my inner child hurts so much because that's the best cheesecake I ever ate. And I'm never going to have it again because that pub still probably doesn't even exist now. This was like 7 or 8 years ago. And it's the best thing I ever ate. And no other food will ever compare.
You were a child 7 or 8 years ago?
No, my inner child went, like, I really loved cheesecake growing up. I didn't get a lot of it. So whenever I eat cheesecake, I'm like, yeah, my inner child is super happy. She got cheesecake. But yeah, I'm never going to have that cheesecake again. And that will forever stay in my memory as the best cheesecake I ever ate. That's my favorite meal.
I absolutely adore cheesecake. There are bad cheesecakes out there. There are subpar cheesecakes out there. But God fucking damn it, when you get those good ones, you eat it in tiny, tiny pieces.
Oh yeah, you savor that shit. Like this was homemade cheesecake. It was none of that out of the packet shite that you get. Like none of that frozen, get it off the shelf. No. This was homemade cheesecake. This was like baked in water. It was so good.
I remember when I discovered cheesecakes, I realized like, cheesecakes are sold at the supermarket. I'm going to buy one and just like kind of have it like as a dessert one day. And then you're just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
It's so lame.
Yeah,
it's so lame.
It's a dragon fruit.
Yeah, like store-bought is never the same. And if you find a good store-bought one, that's it. Like that's your brand forever. I've not found really good ones since being here in Iceland. I'm sorry. But yeah.
No, we had one at that restaurant when we were driving the circle, remember?
Yeah, but that was at a restaurant. That was not off the shelf.
Sorry, I misunderstood. There's not a single good off-the-shelf cheesecake in Iceland.
They're rubbish.
I remember my aunt used to make cheesecake for me for birthday, and she always made it with mandarins on top.
Oh,
like from the can mandarins, so the super juicy ones.
Okay.
No, they're super delicious too. I love them. But because my aunt always made that for me, I actually didn't know cheesecake wasn't supposed to have mandarins on top of it. So when I ordered cheesecake in the store, I was like, where's the mandarins?
Where is this? Yeah, it blew my mind when I had managed to get cheesecake, obviously when we're getting older and stuff, that cheesecake didn't have stuff on top. Like most cheesecake is just like plain cheesecake and it's vanilla, and the stuff on top is not like the usual. And I was always upset when someone just brought me a cheesecake and there was nothing on it. I'm like, hey, where's the rest of it?
I feel betrayed.
Yeah. Personally offended.
Get me a can of mandarins, you Philistine.
No. So I can't have orange. I can't have anything from the orange family. So I can't have satsumas or mandarins or oranges or anything like that.
Me too. I can't, but I still ate it. I was like, fuck that.
It gives me the worst migraines.
Okay.
I have pretty bad migraines anyway, but these ones will guarantee make me sick. Or generally throw up with this shit too. And I'm like, do you know what? No, I'm not adding this to my list of shit. No, I'm not provoking more.
For me, I got dermatitis, super itchy joints.
Oof.
And usually in winter, my mom always forced me to eat citrus fruits. So every winter I was just full of the dermatitis on the here and in the knee, on the other side of the knee.
Yeah, the back side of the knee and the inside of the elbows. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just full of that, and I was just itchy the whole time. Totally worth it. Cheesecake with mandarins.
What's that old joke? People with peanut allergy go I cannot eat peanuts. It will literally kill me. I have an EpiPen on me at all times. It will if you open a pack of peanuts on an airplane, you are a murderer. And then people with lactose intolerance, they're like, this might go badly for all of you, but that is a chance I'm willing to take.
Different levels, yeah, for sure. All right, my honorable mentions include macaroni cheese. The Americans call it mac and cheese. We call it macaroni cheese.
Nobody's gonna argue with you. You can call it whatever you want.
I love it so much. It tastes so good. If it's good cheese. I had the best macaroni cheese when I was I went to Disney World. They had like little Disney Village, which is outside of the parks. And on the second to last night, I found that a place called, I think it was called the Blues Club or something. It was just like this really random out of the place way. And I had macaroni cheese with lobster and it was the best thing I ever had eaten. It was like, this is so good. I wish I had found it earlier on the holiday because I would have eaten a fuck ton more of it. Like it was so good. I had leftovers. They put so much on my plate. It was amazing. So macaroni cheese is my other one.
Was the lobster separate or was it in the mac and cheese?
Oh, it was in pieces on top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was like, okay, yeah, here you have a plate of mac and cheese, and here's the lobster.
It's a whole it was just like pieces of lobster. It wasn't like a whole lobster like that. I couldn't eat that much. And then my only last other honorable mention is going to be my mum's pancakes. Like, my mum made the best pancakes.
Aww.
I miss them so much. Like, sometimes generally when I'm feeling like, that would be my comfort food. Like, if I feel like really sad, I'm like, I just want to have one of my mum's pancakes and I'm never going to have them again. And I super miss them. It makes me tear up on occasion that I'm never going to eat them again. It was just like a little bit of sugar on top, lemon. It was so good. And they were like, she made it in such a way that they were kind of like I don't know, like it kind of had like a spongy texture to it, but it was super hot and it was obviously like fried in a lot of oil and it was so good. And yeah, I miss them. That's my other honorable mention. Never as much as I love her pancakes, never as good as that fucking cheesecake though. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's it. That's my foods. Cool. We got 3 top 3s. My top 3s were done alphabetically, but Aethel, Neil screwed that up for me by mentioning shepherd's pie too early.
I think Aether didn't get any honorable mentions, did you?
I just threw all of fish in there, basically.
Fish. Yeah, all of fish.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
Every fish ever.
All the fish.
Yeah.
Every single fish.
Yeah, if I was going to start throwing in desserts in here, like I would throw in Sahara and all my favorite desserts.
Desert of dry earth, all the good ones.
Yeah, the best ones.
Is your mouth watered yet? Here's a desert.
No, just as a Icelander, I felt genuinely the need to mention, I like fish, but just there isn't good fish.
I have to mention Scarta, the worst.
Oh, it's so good.
No. So bad. So bad. There's no good taste to it. You eat it so that you no longer have to smell or want to be sick from the bleached smell of the entire street. We could smell this fish cooking outside of the house, 2 car lengths away. It was so gross.
So if anybody out there drinks whiskey and enjoys the burn and that kind of shit, you can imagine why people start liking Scarta. It's like a weird ooh, I kind of like that burn.
Whiskey is alcoholic.
Uh-huh.
Scarta is just fish. Uh-huh. There is no upside.
If you ferment it long enough, it's gonna obtain some alcohol.
Fuck no, Cassie, fuck no.
The upside is you ate Scarta and you're no longer hungry. And you also drank milk and ate rugbrød with smear. Oh, it's so good.
So bad.
So good.
So bad.
Oh, fuck COVID. I couldn't do Scarta this year.
I was very happy.
Pomegranates are good. Pomegranates are the best.
Oh, they're the little reds. Yeah, so they had this drink back in the UK, which was made from pomegranate juice, and it was so good, and it was fizzy, and I was very happy with it, along with mango juice that was fizzy, and that was super good too.
I still remember when we were in the Airbnb, when we went shopping, and Caitlin got this granite apple. No, what? Pomegranate. Mm-hmm. Oh my god. And she was so fucking happy when Travis got it for her, and she was like a little goblin just running around with a pomegranate. And then she never ate it. She left it in the fridge when he left.
Oh my god, yeah, we found it in the fridge. We were like, no. Oh. All right, so we are going to figure out who the next victim to choose our next top 3 category. I have a D4. So I'm going to randomly roll this D4, and it's going to be alphabetical. Oh, hey, look, it's Kessie.
Wait, what came up on the dice?
It's a 2, totally a 2. Kessie was assigned a 2 in this instance. So Kessie, basically by this point next week...
was assigned 2 at birth.
So Kessie gets to choose what the subject for the next 4 top 3s are, and...
Bye!
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 And enjoy your dinner if we made you hungry.
Nom, 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 nom.
Nom, 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 nom. I hope you listen to this while cooking.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Nom, 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 nom.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for listening to the second episode of 4 Top 3s. This may have been my favorite episode to record, though I don't remember it. No, there are some really good ones coming out. I can't wait for Cassie to finish editing them, and I get to QC and listen to them before they come out. Did you agree? Do you disagree? Let us know on Twitter or Discord or Facebook or wherever you can find us. Throw out your top 3s of whatever we're talking about. In this case, it's meals or foods. I don't remember exactly the phrasing we used this time. And let us know, because I'm kind of curious what people think. I want to know who was the rightest. You're now about to listen to Ignorance Was Bliss, who did an interview with us. So if you want to hear some more behind the scenes kind of stuff, you can go check out their episode with us on it. Thank you so much and have a fantastic day. Bye.
Hey, this is Kate. I'm a forensic psychologist and crisis clinician, and I collect stories. Everything from true crime to trauma to parenthood. There's a lot more in common between depression and sociopathy, or between serial killers and podcasters, than you might think. Are you sure you really want to know? This is Ignorance Was Bliss at iwbpodcast.com and IWB Podcast on social media.
This has been a Blighthouse Studio production. Thank you for listening.